Hello, everybody. Fearmy Games here, back once again with another part of the Guild Wars Nightfall campaign. We're on the cliffs of Dojak right now to help clear out some undead that have taken up unlawful residence in the land of the living. We're taking our band of merry heroes out on adventure. I think I did this at the end of the last part. I took add a blazing spear onto my bar, took off the signet. Hopefully that won't be a problem. I doubt it will be, but if it is, I will most definitely find out the hard way. Apparently, Mdunko really had a few skills to level up this time around. I guess I put blazing spear on it. Honestly, my brain thought it was barbed spear, but I'm also pretty sure my mouth knew I put on blazing spears. So it's a bit kind of funny to me to realize that I was like, oh, this thing is not being so easy to cast. Oh wait, because I'm using blazing spear. That's right. I can be a bit of a dunderhead at times, if I do say so myself. Let's go these scale, get some more sunspear points while we're out and about. Ooh. I also do still need a scale fin for the quest that I've been working on. If you guys remember the Feast of Baka. It turns out I need two scale fins, and I only have one. And then I still need to get the other one. I don't remember what the Pawnee salad needs, but I still need to get that too, and then I can finish the Feast of Baka. Honestly, the amount of effort that this quest needs from drops and RNG is not really worth the reward that I can see. But you know, it's something to keep at the back of our minds, right? Let's see. I think we're almost there. I clicked off the skill. Yeah, there we are. I wonder if this guy has plant killer, because that'd be kind of nice. If it is. I hate you. I do know I'm at least getting some energy back, because I'm casting 30 energy, but I like worth of like shouts and stuff, but I am getting back. I leave with like 14, end with like 14 energy. So, which is nice. I could definitely appreciate it. We should probably help him before that guy dies. Come on. Save him! Narashi. Hello there. We have Dona. You're not a hero, but maybe she's a henchman. At least she looks familiar. Roshi. Not too familiar for me. Hatak, you I think are familiar. Says, I can hear you coming. It was the candescent footfall of a sunspear. It is a dead giveaway. I was close. Thanks for your help. We found someone dead in this area and put them to peace. They aren't that hard to find, once you know where to look. They yearn for life, so are drawn to human settlements and buildings. We've been checking all the farms and villages out here. We'll have this area under control. Could your team check the Isner Isles and the Matani Keys? Good luck. So now we can access that outpost that I tried to access a few episodes back that was locked to us. I say we're doing pretty good if you don't mind me saying. Try to increase her damage up also a little bit of her sustain. I'm looking forward to getting her less insignias to increase her survivability. Do we have any insignias for you guys? I don't think I put anything on my main guys, so I'm gonna have to get that rectified, I think. I am starting to build up a little bit of money on this character. I haven't moved anything over from another one yet. At least I don't remember me having done so. I might have done a previous part, and you guys are being like, "Oh yes, you totally did, you liar." And I'll be like, "I don't remember. I'm sorry." Don't worry. In the meantime, I shall help keep my guys alive. I do wonder how far in the story I'll get before I actually reach level 20. But I feel like we got to level 20 very quickly in factions. Took a long time in prophecies. So I feel like probably Nightfall, it's probably going to be like middle of the road. It's like going to be not as long as prophecies, but probably a lot longer than Cantha was. This factions is, I'm pretty sure, also the fastest campaign to play through. Nightfall is, honestly, I love Nightfall, but I also hate it in the same way. It's great if you're playing alone, because you get so many heroes, and you get to play through the story, and then with people you can customize, but I hated playing it actually with friends, because we got to a point where, like, before we end up not finishing, where we had a full party. 8 people. The problem was, there were missions where we needed particular heroes, and there was no way around that. We had to have a hero, which meant somebody had to be left out, which means we had to split up into 2 groups, which caused its own problems. Um, before we could um, do much. Where is the merchant? There's a skill vendor here, though. That's nice. There you are, merchant Lomar. Thankfully, that will not be a problem for us in... I should not have bought that bag now that I think about it. That should not... That was because I just remembered, I think we can use these combinations that I have um, to have bought in a bag instead. Oh well. But yeah, it was kind of, but we should have that problem because there's no humans that we have to like shift around and things like that. Oh, perfect. We have an IS skill now. We have aggressive refrain. While we will be missing out on some armor, I think having a reliable way of maintaining damage it will be a good thing for us. So I'm not doing a motivation build. But this one's honestly not a bad thing. Though we only get net 3 energy, so it could be better. If I do choose to get motivation, Aria of Zeal is kind of nice because for all of our casters, they will get some energy back. There is also Frenzy, so if I didn't want aggressive refrain, I could instead get Frenzy. It'd be more attack speed, but it would be more energy draining on me. Let's see. Honestly, it'd be kind of fun to try Soldier's Defense. I feel like this is perfect if I do like a tactics leadership combo build. You get like Soldier's Defense, go into melee, you have a lot of block chance, you maybe get some energy from blocking attacks yourself. Seems like it'd be kind of nice. Soldier Strike also feels pretty perfect if you're doing a melee Paragon build. Don't really get any value from Strength, so I might as well ignore it. Excuse me. Let's see, command skills. Let's see if anything are useful to me. We shall return. Well, that's something I'm planning on using right this moment. Isn't a bad thing to have on my bar. This is an AoE party resurrection, which I think is very nice. I go for the eyes. Is pretty nice. Pick up fallback in case I use that. I wonder if Blood Trend Refrain is not a bad skill to have, because it's like a 5%, even with 0 command, 5% chance to block incoming attacks, and it's applied every time the Chanter Shot ends on an ally, but also by default lasts for 20 whole seconds. So you kind of like cast that on the guy who is in melee. That will definitely help them survive. I think I'm going to grab it right now. I'm not going to use it right yet, but I think it's a nice thing to have. I wonder if I count as a non-spirit ally. The reason I wonder that is because if it lasts 50% longer, that means, you know, there's nothing to fear will last longer on me. Or maybe for great justice. Make it last 30 seconds instead of 20 seconds. That'd be very nice. Well, we won't worry about it too much, I think, right now. Would it be nice that instead of Aria of Zeal, which I'm going to pick up now because I might want in the future, is if they had... Wait, never mind. I could do this. This would affect how my build's being built right this moment. But I could, as I said, lower leadership by 1. It won't be a huge deal to my skills at this juncture, but I could increase motivation. Get rid of Blazing Spear and take Zealous Anthem. I do feel like I would need more points to kind of make it valuable, though. But if I do this, I can... I got rid of Signet of Return, which is dangerous. I could have all of these chants on my bar, spamming them out there to be the energy battery I know I could be. You know, this is not a bad idea. Well, I don't think it's a bad idea. Because we'll find out the hard way if this was a bad idea. But in the meantime, Surrogate's an 8-man group. I am going to take a secondary monk. Just in case. I'm going to also change Dunkrow's build from his current setup, which to his UA build. I'm still going to give him Adrenaline, Akir Hex. Let's see if how well this works out for us. So we have a lot of energy, group energy regeneration. I don't know how useful that's going to be. Let's see if I can, if it allows me to basically spam out all of my shouts without running out of energy, I think this will be worthwhile. I will be the energy battery for the group, at least until I can get a Save Yourselves build up and running. My Duckrow's looking pretty fine on energy, so this just might work out for me. I think I'm just maintaining enough energy to make this work out. Though Self Anthem is quite a pricey, comparatively speaking. Definitely would like more adrenaline gain at this point. Oop. Hi, friends. Well, not really friends, but, you know, people we've met before. Yeah, I don't quite have enough energy that I'm personally maintaining, which would then allow me to use There's Nothing to Fear. Off cooldown. And I don't know if I'm really being helpful for their energy generation themselves. Is that targeted now on me? I think I need to the limit. I think the undead are up here. Plus, all these shouts have cast times, which makes it so whenever I'm using them, I can't just, you know, keep going pew pew. And so the more that it goes, the less DPS I can personally inflict upon mine enemies. Which is a travesty. I am here to murder, death, kill all of my enemies. It does feel like I'm not getting all that much from There's Nothing to Fear. I honestly kind of forgot to use my IAS skill. Oh well, I will grab that out when I switch out some of these other skills back for it. While those undead are patrolling away, I'm going to jump these Corsairs. That way they don't try and help the undead for some nefarious reason. Looks like this guy's actually a Mesmer boss. I'm gonna use this to give Dunkro some energy in case he needs it. He seems to be doing fine. I don't know why I bother Dunkro. You don't seem to need my energy. So it looks like the next one's further up here. We have Scale Hunters, so all these not scales that we're fighting are not really benefiting me all that much, so let's try to not waste too much time on fighting the riffraff. You bastards. They cast soothing images on me, but thankfully got removed by our hero, Dunkro. While there may be other energies upon us, that is the most important one to get rid of. Does look like I did use my Zealous Anthem a bit too late for cost to get much value out of it. Hey, look, a chunk of Drake flesh. I gotta use that to get my Drake kebab. How nice. Or the beginning part of the battle is where I imagine the most damage is incoming. It's the most important time to maintain. They're on fire and there's nothing to fear. Is right when the enemy's about to burst. Frigid scale. Got another group of undead. We have 2 out of the 4 remaining according to the quest log. Well, Milani's looking a little low right now. Let's try to get the... but they're on fire back up and running for them. Got a little bit of armor from Cost and a little bit of damage reduction from me. Hopefully he's going a nice long distance for him. Another Sunspear Scout. Let's see, Scout, do you have insect hunt? Potentially. Considering the amount of insects nearby. Nope. Not insect hunt. Not for me. But basically, with Zealous of Anthem, I should be getting 4 when I cast it, and then 4 when I use an attack skill. So I am net losing 2 energy elite with my current, skill spread whenever I use Zealous Anthem, so I'm slowly losing energy with that skill. I do wonder, though, if you do some kind of motivation, leadership, and then a casting attribute on Paragon, and at least get some value out of it, because I think it'd be kind of cool. Because, you can spam out Aria of Zeal on yourself, which will give you plenty of energy on yourself if you are a caster. Because its requirement is that you have to keep casting a spell. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something fun like that at some point. Because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that could be something we do. Like, not a bad idea. Instead of a shield, I got like a focus. Maybe maybe even a wand instead of a spear. Because I'm casting stuff, I don't really need adrenaline. Because none of my shouts are adrenaline based. I think the only skills I have right now that are adrenaline based is my Alright, I cleared all the ones from this area, so now we go to the next one to clear out the remainder. Looks like there's a couple of side quests here too, which means we'll be staying in this area for a little bit. I think I would like to still clear out the rest of the undead before I end this part. But it looks like the next part we'll be doing some more side questing in the general vicinity. Let's see, I'm gonna remove motivation. I just don't think it's worth it. For my particular needs, at least. So what if I do put in commands again? What can I put in that's valuable? Honestly, a shout that is adrenaline-based is probably really useful for me. Because it doesn't cost me energy, but it actually gives me energy to then use to assist my allies. I do want aggressive refrain, because if I do attack faster, that does mean that I will be able to... it means I should get more adrenaline back, which then means I can attack more often. I can use more powerful skills and things like that. So altogether, I think it's a valuable thing. The only downside is it is 15 energy, so if I cast Aggressive Refrain and there's nothing to fear, that is all of my energy in just those 2 skills alone. So we'll see how well that works out for us. I would like to speak to a merchant, but I don't see a merchant. There must be one around here somewhere. If worst comes to worst, I shove everything in my Zoom line chest and I hope for the best. Unless that elder is actually the merchant, that'd be a bit awkward because I'm like very noticeably ignoring him. Okay, I don't see this merchant at all. Okay, are you the merchant? You're not the merchant, but you do have 2 quests. Oh well. I just won't. Wait, no, there's merchant. I found him. I found him! He was hiding. It's like a 3rd side quest over here as well. Vitae? Don't mind if I do. We can stick that on Milani. Give her some more health. Since she's on the front line and taking, it feels like the brunt of the damage so far. You know, she has the lowest level, means she has the lowest armor value too. Actually, I think Dunkro has worse armor value than her because he's like, yeah, 3 to 60. She's 10 to 70. So she probably is about the same, if not a little bit better than he does, considering their extremes are noticeably different. Let's see. The go for the eyes is just attack, which is very nice because everybody generally attacks. You know, it might not do the most damage, but still, a little bit of damage is never bad. So it looks like our first group of undead is over on this side here. Hello, undead. Prepare to meet your maker. Tell him to go for the eyes, which gives me some energy back. Yeah, I do think go for the eyes is definitely a very nice shout to maintain to get energy back, but also to maintain aggressive refrain, because whenever a shout or chant ends on me, it gets reapplied. So if I can simply keep casting shouts and stuff on myself, I won't have to worry about spending stuff to reapply it. Except, of course, just now. I'll go for the eyes so I get some energy back and also do a little bit more damage. I am diseased! If I cast this immediately, last 10 seconds, and this one last 16 seconds, so if I pressed it early enough, we should be okay. Yes, I did it. I was right. Take that. Go for the eyes for some energy regeneration plus some damage. Looks like we did end up getting flanked a little bit, which is a touch awkward, but, you know, could be worse. I say as our guys at the backline's taking a lot of damage, but don't worry, I have, there's nothing to fear. Don't worry, Dunkro may have died, but we have another healer to resurrect. We'll go for the eyes. We did it, we won. Dunkro, you know, almost, you know, died, but then we fixed the problem, and he was fine. So it's nothing to be concerned about. But it does look like, so long as I'm careful, I should be able to keep aggressive refrain. Almost permanently it's on my bar equipped and active. Which I definitely don't have a problem with, since, you know, 25% attack speed is nothing to sneeze at. Especially when it can be so easily maintained. How did Dunkro die? Did we get flanked by another group? I just didn't pay attention. Honestly, would not surprise me if that's exactly what happened. You know, the more I think about that funny caster build, the more I kind of want to see if I can pull it off, if I'm being honest. Aggressive Refrain did end up timing out on me right before we could pull off this fight. But that's fine. Not the end of the world. I'm just looking forward to whenever I cast Anthem of Flame, instead of losing 1 energy time every time I cast it, I'm gaining an energy every time I cast it. That will be the day. A glorious day. I think with Go for the Ice, I'm just barely maintaining my energy now. Which is good. It's better than it was before, that's for sure. Though I still need a little bit more energy generation to reliably get Nothing to Fear out. Which will come when I start, when I get just that little bit more energy I need. Plus, when I do get to level 20 and I remove my requirement for the spear, to get my spear from my other, from the prior campaigns, I think it'll be good. Either I'll wait till level 20, or I'll wait till at the very least I can reliably maintain 9 spear mastery. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. There's just one final group of undead. Come, my pretties. I'm just here to murder you. Nothing that bad. Just remember, go for the eyes. It's their weak spot. I think. I have no way of verifying that. Since, you know, there's only so much I could see from my screen. Now, Heroic Refrain, I definitely feel like I'm having some good uptime with it. And when I do get my leadership to a higher level, it'll be even easier to maintain. Since I'm pretty sure with 12 leadership, that it maintains for 20 seconds. So it means 4 extra seconds to think of something. I think is quite nice. Dang, that bogus. Think they're better than me. Let's shoot them. Come on, please give me Corsairs. I got plants. After I killed all those plants, you can't give me Corsairs when I'm about to fight a bunch of Corsairs. That's just not right. I'm gonna focus on the enemy healer here. Gotta go fast, bloop, boom, and then this. Here, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. One thing I could potentially do in the meantime, while I'm like waiting to get to the point where I have all my skills lined up the way I want them to, I could like put on a couple of like attunement sigils on my gear which will give me more maximum energy, which means at least for the opening burst, I'll have a little bit more leeway to get everything out before I start getting mana hungry or energy hungry. Looks like the undead should be right up here. Excuse-moi. Does anybody see Skeletors? I do indeed. Go, 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 go! Fortunately, my aggressive refrain just timed out right before we engaged. So it'll take me a second before I can get it reapplied on myself. I wonder how many more adrenaline-based shout skills there are. I mean, save yourself is that's probably one of the nice things about save yourselves. Probably on top of, giving energy back out for as a paragon. It's also like a pure like energy gain for it with like a low cooldown. I mean, relatively high adrenaline cost, yes, which means that's probably like but then I'm probably shouting so much that I can probably get away with taking energy-based spear skills instead of adrenaline-based spear skills. Yeah, I think not a bad idea. First Spirit Divide says, "It's amazing no one got hurt. Although Sul was pretty upset. He says Cormier is responsible since she's been poking around the ruins of Runner. He nearly dragged her in front of the council to answer for it. You managed to get things under control quickly, so I'm sure everything will be alright, but the fun never stops around here. A ship from Camp the Vault Places just docked. It's rumored to be carrying servants of Balthazar, the Zaishan. These are indeed strange times. A Zaishan ship from Camp that just docked. They are the Blades of Balthazar, his mortal servants, who guard the entrance to the mists on the Battle Islands. Their coming could only mean darkness is about to fall upon us. The Zaishan general has requested the presence of any who had contact with the creatures in Faranur. That means you. Good luck. They'll either help us or kill us all." Wow. General Yurukaru is waiting in the Sun Docks. I can either say, I never actually touched any of those creatures. I can say, I shall see what they want. So this is where we should get Acolyte Susuke or Acolyte Jin. For my purposes, I want Acolyte Susuke, because I plan on making him a Fire Ellie, which honestly, I always make him a Fire Ellie. And then that way he has better synergy with We're on Fire. More burning is active on the enemy, which means I get more value out of They're on Fire. And all around, a nice little thing to have on. Plus, less heroes, less henchmen is always better in my view. So, can I potentially... No, I can't quite yet squeeze to 10 leadership, but I would love to. I'm honestly tempted to lower my... Can I get... If I lower... How far do I have to lower you guys to get to 10? There we go. 10 leadership now means this lasts an additional second. So now it is 9 seconds. And then this is now 18 seconds. So an extra 2 seconds to stay on, which I feel like will make some of the difference, because I have had a few times where I'm like, oh no, I'm throwing the thing. My shout's about to end because I'm attacking when it timed out. So I'm hoping that extra 2 seconds will be valuable. But plus, now that I have leadership 10, I will now get 2 energy for each affected ally by one of my shouts. With the maximum energy now is 5, it's 1 for every 2 ranks. So that means whenever I do use Anthem of Flame, I'm getting back the full cost of using the shout so long as I have at least two people with leadership, because I think leadership counts myself. Even if it doesn't count myself, so long as I have 3 allies within range of me, which I'm getting into A level 8 areas now, should be very simple. I'll be, consistently evening this out. It will be half the cost of They're on Fire. Sadly, only a third of There's Nothing to Fear. Um, and of course, Go for the Eyes will just use Go for the Eyes, and it'll just immediately give me 5 energy that I could then use to cast one of my other more energy intensive skills. All around, very happy. Could I even get I don't think I can get it to 12, but I just want to see how high can I go. I can get it to 12. Perfect. I get it to 12 because I have +1 for my head. It does mean though that my command is very low, and my sun and my spear skills aren't as good as they could be, um but now I'm getting 6 energy back, even better. Now Anthem of Flame, I'm getting 1 energy back every time I cast it. I think that is amazing. Okay, so yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this part, guys. It is a bit of a longer one, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And next time we'll get Oculite Susuke as part of our team. He's a bit of a timid boy, as you'll see, but we'll make him nice and strong. We'll tell him that there's nothing to fear because the enemy's on fire. And you should always go for the eyes because we're fighting for great justice. I think I did a good job with that one. You guys have to appreciate that. All right, have a good day, night, evening, wherever you guys may be, and I'll see you next time.